mic is not working. There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Maverick Mindset Radio Show. I am Adam Williams.
And I'm Ashley Muckenhop.
And this is the radio show where we screw up the intro every single week. And it's the radio show for the dreamers and the doers. It's for those who are willing to step into the arena.
Some calls the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers.
We don't accept the status quo. We leave the world better than we find it.
We approach each day with an enthusiasm unknown to mankind. We maintain a rational optimism about the future.
This is the Maverick Mindset Radio Show, brought to you by Pennywise Tax Strategies. We switched
Woo
it
woo.
up for this year. You know we could pre-record that intro and not have to do
And it will never be wrong.
Right.
We could.
But what's the fun in that?
Yeah. Yeah. I enjoy it. So.
Did you watch the college football championship on Monday night? Do you know anything about it?
No.
It's my current obsession.
Is that why there was Chipotle yesterday? Chipotle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you the story.
Okay.
Because I'm currently.
I wonder where it came from, and I'm like, oh, here we go.
I walked through the office yesterday, and I overheard Mike saying, "Yeah, I don't know why you got Chipotle for everybody. It has something to do with college football." So, Indiana University won the college football national championship.
Okay.
Indiana University is historically one of the worst college football programs ever.
Really?
Yeah, they're horrible. They've always been horrible. Indiana's a basketball school. Never
Okay.
a football
Okay.
school, okay? But they won the championship. And it's such a great story because they brought in a new coach 2 years ago and he completely turned the program around. So to put this in perspective, and I'll be a little bit off on the years, but I'm close enough. Indiana University has had a college football team for 125 years.
All right.
They have won 6 bowl games.
It's not a lot.
3 of those have occurred in the last month.
Ooh. Wait, 6 ball games?
Bowl games.
Bowl
So
games.
like at the end of the college football season, there you get it, if your record is good enough, you get into a bowl game.
Okay.
If you win your bowl game, good for you.
And only 6 in the entire career
Your
of football.
It's like making it to the playoffs. It's
All right.
Like, say they've made it to the playoffs 6 times in their entire existence, but 3 of those wins have been in the last 19 days. Okay?
Wow.
They're horrible. They're horrendous. So it's like this. If there was ever an underdog story, this is it. And if there was ever a turnaround story, this is it.
Might be a movie.
But here's Joel and I were talking about this show before the show. It'll be a book. It
Yeah.
needs to be a book. But here's why. The coach, Kurt Cignetti is his name. The coach is so inspiring and so cool. So I'm gonna tell you a couple Kurt Cignetti stories.
Okay.
He actually coached at IUP. Coached at West Virginia. Coached at Pitt. So he got hired at this job in Indiana a couple years ago. And this team has 0 5-star recruits.
Okay.
Okay. So the schools that you're used to hearing doing really well in college football, like the University of Michigan, Alabama, even Ohio State, Oregon, all the big name schools that you hear about in college football have 5-star recruits. This team has 0 of them. Okay. But somehow in 2 years, this coach has built a culture. And here's where I was really studying this. This is what I got to know. How do you do it, right?
Yeah.
He built a culture in a really tough environment because right now in college football, they pay the players now. This is a relatively new thing. And these kids jump schools every year chasing down more money. They have no loyalty to the schools like they always have. Like it used to be if you went to Michigan and you played football at Michigan, you were a Michigan man and you were going to spend your 4 or 5 years there. Now you get a year and you jump and you go somewhere else if you're chasing more money. A lot of players do that. Not everybody does, but it's really discouraging them. So you're no longer playing for the university, right? And in a lot of instances, these players are playing for themselves, right? To show that they're the best player on the field, to show that they can make it into the NFL.
Yeah.
That's how superstars work. If you're good enough to play in college, great. What this guy has done is convinced these young men not to play for the university, not the legacy of the university because they don't have one, not to make themselves seem great, even though their quarterback won the Heisman Trophy. He has gotten these young men to play for each other.
Mm-hmm.
He has built this culture of a team, and I think it's so cool. And you know what? Maybe I should just go write the book. I'm going to pitch it.
Are you?
Pitch it. Yeah.
There you go.
All right, but here's some funny stories about this guy, because
Okay.
he is obsessed. So he got an interview, I think it was a few weeks ago, and people were asking him about, because Indiana did great. They were undefeated. They didn't lose a single game all year. So they're asking him, what he's about and how he's done this and blah, blah, blah. And he was at a press conference, and this dude does not smile. He does not joke.
Mm-hmm.
He just deadpan says, well, I win. Google it. All right. After every win, he drinks one beer. He doesn't drink two. He says two makes you sleepy. It's too much. I drink one beer after every win. Okay. There was an article in the Wall Street Journal a few weeks ago. This is where the Chipotle thing came from. He orders the same bowl from Chipotle every single day when they're in town. So they did the math, and he's had like 500 of these things.
Oh my gosh.
Because they travel for away games and stuff like that. And he had some ridiculous like $6,400 worth of Chipotle points. So every single day he orders the same exact bowl, because all this guy cares about is football.
Yeah.
He's got a family. I think he's got adult kids. He's got a wife. And he talks about, I like to hang out with them. I like to do things with them. And he got interviewed after the national championship and said, I know the NFL is going to be calling me. I'm not going anywhere. I like it here. Plus, I need to stay here because I need the money. Kind of a joke, right? He's going to get a big pay bump this year.
Yeah.
So, there was a big avalanche off that building up there. That was pretty wild.
Ooh.
So that's all the guy does. It's all he does. He doesn't know what else he would do. He has one singular focus, and he is wildly obsessed with it, to the detriment of every other aspect of his life. But he just won the national championship. Okay, don't worry. This actually relates to today.
I figured you were circling back around. I had a feeling.
I'm gonna land the plane. But anyway, after they won the national championship, I'm like, everybody in the office, I'm ordering Chipotle.
I saw that.
So
yeah.
Get on the order. You were not in the office yesterday.
I wasn't. I was like, man.
And you know the funny thing is, I just said I was ordering Chipotle, and of course I was getting a bowl, because I always get a bowl,
Yeah.
and I gotta celebrate,
Yep.
500 Chipotle bowls that this guy's had. Everybody else ordered a bowl too. Like, nobody got a burrito from Chipotle.
I think Chipotle, if I'm saying it right now, their bowls are the best. I would take their bowl over a burrito. I'm not a fan of their burritos.
As a like repeat type of food, yeah, the bowls are better.
Yeah.
But I have in my life 0 memorable bowls, but I've got some burritos that make my top 5 list. So it's like, you'll never go wrong with a bowl.
Correct.
But you'll never have a religious experience
Yeah.
with the burrito.
All right.
All right, one more funny story, because I just realized
Yeah.
I need an endorsement from Chipotle. So, press conference after the national championship, they asked the coach, did you have a beer? And he goes, I had a beer. And he names the brewery from Bloomington, Indiana, and he
All
names
right.
the beer that he has, and he goes, it's the best beer I've ever had. He goes, I'm going to throw a little bouquet to that brewery. Like, he's national news.
Yeah, yeah.
Press conference after the national championship, drops the name of the brewery. They're now giving him a lifetime supply of beer. But he only drinks one a day, because 2 makes him sleepy.
All right.
All right.
So should we just start dropping names so we can?
Yeah. So anyway, Porsche, Ferrari, Apple, Microsoft.
Like a unlimited supply of all of these. No, I think your story. It's funny that you have that story, because I was sitting. My son plays basketball. They don't have a great.
How often does he have a basketball game? I
Usually.
feel like you're posting this on social media like 5 times a week.
Yeah, sometimes. Usually it's 2 games a week, but then there's things on the weekends where then it's 3. And then there might be a Friday, Saturday, Sunday type of thing. So it just depends on the
You're
week.
committed.
I am. He's committed. So I will be too. But they don't have a great team. And I was sitting watching them play last night. And I was sitting next to someone. I'm like, I think it's the players. You think that's why they're not winning? Do you think that's why? I'm like, or is it the coaching? Which one is it? And they're like, well, they're not bad players, but they're selfish players. And so I started watching, like paying more attention. And this person was right, because there were guys on the team that were wide open for perfect shots, like literally waving their hands around. But the player that had the ball was taking the shot. And I was trying to think, why instead of playing the game as a team, was it more important for them to take the shot? And I realized it has to come down from their coach. It has to come down from something that the coach and the culture of that team is not teaching them, or not getting through to them, of you're not play for each other, not yourself, because they are just all about the points from themselves and getting on the board, which is a detriment to the team because they're losing because of it. And it's like, all right, so it's not the players. If their coaching was different, if the culture was different, they would be winning.
Yeah, I don't want to say that the coaching needs to be different, but definitely the culture needs to be different.
Yeah.
That's the shift that has to happen. When you figure that out, you let me know, because I could use some help with that.
Yeah. And I was thinking about that, like how do you do that? And then just how you were talking, it's totally off subject for our show, but that's right. But I was thinking
not, though. We're gonna bring,
how you
back.
were talking about how he did that with this team. And I get it in the team aspect of playing a sport. How do you do that in a business where you get people to want to play for each other? I feel like that's more difficult.
Well, it starts with recruiting the type of people that are interested in playing on a team and making their other play. So do you remember, I think you were at the event where there was a guy talking about using skills from improv in your business. And one of the rules of improv is make the other person look good. Mm-hmm. So if you come in with that mindset, that attitude of I'm going to make you look really good, right? I'm going to pass you the ball.
Yeah.
Because I know that you're going to hit that three. I'm going to let you handle this client issue because I know that you're going to do a great job with it. I'm going to let you do this work because I know you're going to do well. And I don't need the glory. I don't need the recognition. I want to be part of a winning team.
Yeah.
Man, we need to find an expert on this, because now that I'm thinking about it, Royce played football last year, right? Worst player on the team. He was. It's not an exaggeration. He never played football in his entire life. And then in ninth grade, he's on the JV team. So worst player on the team. Not very athletic. So they get through the season. Now they're in the off season, and the coach announced a couple months ago they're going to start doing the weight room like 3 days a week. It's at 6:15 in the morning.
Yeah.
We live 25 minutes from the facility. And he made it to every single one.
Nice.
He missed one because there was a miscommunication on the dates. That was a couple weeks ago, and I was out of town and couldn't even help Jackie with it. But he's made it to every single one. And he complains to me because, like, the other players aren't there.
Yeah.
Like, the skill players aren't there. And some of these kids are playing other sports, so it's okay, right?
Yeah.
But there are kids who football's their only sport, and they aren't showing up to this weight room. And it is really, really aggravating him that they're not there. And I think part of it is he knows that they're better players than him, but he's just frustrated and he's discouraged, and he doesn't understand how you could be on a team where you don't want to show up for your team.
Yeah.
I hate to inform him that he's got a lifetime of frustration ahead of him if he expects everybody to play on a team like that.
Yeah.
Although it was pretty cool because a week or two ago I got a text from the coach. Because Royce was ready to quit last summer. Like, it was tough. He was getting knocked on his butt. So I got a text message from the coach a week or two ago, and he's like, "Hey, just wanted to say I'm so proud of Royce for sticking with it. Like, he's there every single day, which I can't say about any other player on the team, and he's showing up and he's doing what he needs to do." And I'm not good with words of affirmation, so I just said, "Yep, hope it actually turns into results for him." Right?
Yeah,
Like, I hope all the effort actually improves for him. Not like put him on the field, but like, God, I hope he gets better.
Yeah.
Of course, the only way to get better is to keep putting in the time. So, all right, let's bring this back to today's show. It's January 21st. This is episode 25. What are we talking about today? What's our title today?
We are talking about today the word of the year. So it relates to goals, right?
Yep.
Goals tell you what to do, but the word shapes who you become.
So you and I this year both have our own words for the year. And I want to explain a little bit of the background here.
Yeah.
Because I haven't always done this. Last year was the first, or 2 years ago was the first time I really did this. So 2 years ago, I decided that my word for that year was results. Mm-hmm. Like, everything that we do, we had to show results from it, particularly in business, but even fitness, right? Like, I can show up to the gym and I can not swear. I can put in partial effort. I can not give it my all, I can half butt it, right? But I won't get the results, right? So that was a year of results for me. Everything we do has to be measured. We've got to have the scorecard, the metrics. All right, so that was great. Last year, my word of the year was maximum effort, which came from
Deadpool.
Yeah, thank you. I almost said Daredevil. That would have been embarrassing. I have a lot of cold medicine in me today. So it came from Deadpool. My phrase was maximum effort. And it wasn't just a work thing. It was in everything that I was doing, whether it was fitness, whether it was vacation with my family, whether it was work, whatever I was doing. When I got tired or discouraged or didn't feel like doing it, I would stop and say, is this maximum effort?
Yeah.
And then I usually jump out of my chair and get back to it, right? So it was a really great word for me last year. So you and I both came up with words for this year, and I think I just asked you if you had one.
Yeah, and I knew it right away because I did.
And you did, and I'm like, all right, great, then let's do a show on this. So that's what happened is we both picked our words for this year. So we wanted to talk about a little bit about why we chose the words that we chose and why this works for me and for us, because it has helped me for the last couple of years, because it's not a goal.
Correct.
Right?
It's not.
Or it could be. Do I want to put, my goal is to put maximum effort in, fine. But it's not so much about, there was no outcome goal there. It was more of a frame for me of like, I can stop and think, is this maximum effort right now? And if it's not, where am I settling? Where am I compromising? Where am I not meeting that standard?
Yeah.
So it was really good for me last year to get results. I mean, we grew significantly, but this year I had to change it up a little bit because I couldn't just go all out, right? You can't race a car unless you're in NASCAR. That doesn't count. But you can't race a car and keep your foot all the way on the gas the whole way around the track, right? You have to let off. You have to pump the brakes.
Also, I think that's important of choosing, when you're choosing a word, you choose the right word, because that word has to be kind of specific to where you're at, what you have going on, in order to get you to the next place. So like I said, you can't just put your foot on the pedal and go, right? There has to be which is why we pick different words every year, different stages.
Yep.
So
what we're going to do is we're going to break down my word.
Got it.
And then we'll talk about your word.
Makes sense.
And just give some explanation for why we did what we did. So what is your word for this year?
My word is relentless.
Have you read that book by Tim Grover?
I have not. I should, since that's my word. That should be my...
It's kind of the book.
Okay.
On your topic, on your word. So, yeah. Relentless by Tim Grover. Pretty sure it's on audiobook too.
I feel like we have that, don't we?
That seems like the type of book that I would have bought you.
Yeah, but you didn't.
Although, no, you know what? It isn't the type of book that I would have bought you. Because every time I think about buying a book as a gift for someone, I think about how one time someone gifted me a Harvard Business Review book called Emotional Intelligence. And it's like, what are you trying to say?
What are you saying to me?
That's like when I went to the doctor's office one time and everybody in the reception area, they were all girls, all women working there. Everybody in the reception area had those exercise ball chairs.
Yeah.
And I walked in and I'm like, oh, that's kind of funny. You guys all have these workout chairs. And they're like, yeah, the boss bought them for us. And I'm like, does he think you're fat? Like, that's not nice. And they all were like, oh my God, we didn't even think about that. I'm sure they all quit after that.
Next visit, all the balls were gone. Back to chair.
Yeah, they were at standing desks after that. So I wouldn't have bought you Relentless because I feel like you would have taken that personally.
What are you trying to tell me?
Well, if you haven't picked it up already.
You got it.
So my word of the year is integration, which is many syllables.
Yep.
And I'll be honest, I'll tell you how I came up with the word is I turned ChatGPT on voice mode and just talked about it.
Yeah.
It knows a lot about me. I've had my paid subscription for a couple of years now. I've uploaded my book. I get a lot of these podcast episodes in there. ChatGPT knows me better than I know myself at this point.
Yeah.
So I turn it on voice mode.
It's a great therapist sometimes. And you're like, hey,
Isn't that crazy?
I love it. I really get a different perspective when I put something in there and be like, what is your feedback on this?
It's terrifying. That one scares me. I'll give you another example. I set up that voice AI agent to answer my phone.
Yes.
And it's a woman with a British accent. Bucket list item check. Right? So I got the voice AI agent set up, and I had you test it.
Yeah.
I had a couple other people test it, and I got feedback. And I get the transcript, I get the recording, and I get an AI generated summary.
Is that why you
call.
messaged me back? You're like, can you just book an appointment? Because you could see what I was saying on there.
No,
Okay.
I asked you to book an appointment with it because that's the only function I've built into it so far.
Okay.
But it'll be able to answer questions. It's cool. It's so cool. So this voice AI thing is blowing my mind. It's the future. So I had all three of you guys test it, and you guys know I hate self-checkout. Mm-hmm. I hate having to do it on my own when I used to have an employee there. Someone had a job and they would help me, and now I don't get a discount on my groceries because you eliminated that position and I have to do self-checkout. I hate that stuff. But I love this voice AI. And I think I had 4 of you test it, and all 4 of you said the same thing.
Which?
She was really nice.
She was.
It's a computer.
Well, she was pleasant.
It's a computer. Isn't that crazy? You know it's not a human being. Somebody else calling this number and going through the process can probably pick it up, right? Mm-hmm. But all of you that tested it, I think there were 4 of you, knew that it was AI. You knew it was not a human being on the other side. And the response from all of you was, she was really nice.
She was.
What? She doesn't have feelings.
Well, it felt like she did.
Are you understanding?
Yeah, it's weird because
what you're saying right now?
Yeah, it's weird because you don't in the moment. You really are like, I found myself apologizing to it because I was trying to pick a day. I was like, never mind. I'm so sorry. Can we go back and do this one? And I'm like, now that you say that, I'm like, she didn't care.
Not at all. And that's the crazy part is customer service has gotten so bad.
Yeah.
And people are so inconvenienced by having to answer the phone if that's their job that they're just mean and grumpy about
They're
it.
Awful. Yeah.
Meanwhile, this thing, you can say your name, email, and phone number too fast, and it picks it up and writes it. It doesn't have to have you repeat it back.
No.
It'll confirm it with you, right?
Yes.
If you say, give me the 1:30 spot. No, 1:45. No, let's go back to 1:30.
Yeah.
Can we switch it to Wednesday now? It doesn't say, just make a decision. It says, I'd love to help you out.
Yeah, there's no sigh of like, okay, hold on. Like, it was just, yes.
How did we even get on this topic?
I don't know.
I'm so fired up about the voice AI thing. I don't even know how we got there. I wish we had a live transcript of this show right now. That's what it was. I was talking about ChatGPT and how I came up with my word
yeah, you
of
were
the year.
talking to it on a walk.
We are full ADHD mode today.
I think with ChatGPT, you could no longer be lonely. You can't say you don't have any friends because you could just start chatting with ChatGPT.
I think you're right to an extent.
Yeah.
And this is the crazy thing to me is I got my hair cut Sunday.
I was going to say by
not by AI.
That'd
be sweet though. I got my hair cut by a human being.
Okay.
And she was kind of friendly. And then I tipped her really well and she actually ran out of the salon and thanked me.
Nice.
That changed her mood.
Yeah.
But it's like, hey, could you do the good job first and then I'll tip you?
I know, right?
Anyway, I got my hair cut for the first time. Not for the first time, but this is the shortest it's been since the pandemic. I'm still deep reflection about the pandemic. Don't tell me.
I'll tell you
say
later.
It. No, say it.
Well, no, we already know.
Nope, say it.
Dennis the Menace?
Yeah. Tell our listening audience what you're thinking right now. Because I know what you're thinking.
So I kept getting this vision of like, who does this remind me of? Why can I not get this out of my head? And then it came to me that if Dennis the Menace was an adult with glasses, it would be Adam. So you put
Am I allowed to give you the finger on the radio?
But then when you sent how you asked,
so I went into Google Gemini and said, "Give me an image of Dennis the Menace as an adult."
There it was.
And then I had to add glasses and add thick frame glasses, and then I sent it to you.
It was one of those, I literally did laugh out loud, but then I couldn't stop laughing. And then I was watching a show later and it pops back into my head. I'm like, oh my God, like it was so good. I'm like, there it was. Yep.
You're still laughing at that.
I wish, can you just post it on Facebook so people can see the resemblance?
I'll do a side by side just for you.
It was great.
Anyway, my word of the year. not feeling very integrated right now. Feeling attacked. I don't know. You know, I don't know if I'm offended by Dennis the Menace. I mean,
he did some stuff.
I think,
but it ended up being stuff
I think he and
I'd
probably be friends with him.
Yeah, he was always trying to make things better.
Was he? I don't even remember. That was.
People had the belief that Dennis Menace was mischievous, but he was really and that he was just always creating chaos. But it always came from a really good place.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he always thought that he was trying to do something to help her be better. It just didn't always go the way he wanted. Until the end, it actually did all come back around. But
I have to go talk to ChatGPT about this.
Yeah, dude,
I might be Dennis the Menace.
You might be Dennis the Menace.
I have the best intentions, and I just end up creating chaos. Oh no!
See, put it in there. I want to see what it says.
Oh boy. Okay, back to my word.
Okay.
So I picked integration, and that doesn't have I struggled with choosing that specific word because it's like, what does it really mean?
Yeah.
But ChatGPT knows me well enough, and it helped me explain it. So I broke it down into 4 categories of what integration means to me for this year, and I can stop and ask myself, is this integrated? Is this working together? So integration means making everything work together. Tech, systems, money, life. And part of the reason for that is last year was all about growth. This year is more about scale. And there's a distinction and difference, right? Growth is sell. Bring in the clients, bring in the customers, and figure it out later. And to grow rapidly, every business does need to do that.
Yeah.
They need to grow. They need to hustle. They need to market. They need to sell. And then you get to a point where you've got that nucleus of happy clients. They will send you referrals. They will give you testimonials. You've figured out that you've gotten through the early learning curve as quickly as possible, which you need to do if you really want to grow quickly. But then it's time to turn to scale mode. And that means you're growing with systems and with maybe an up-leveled team or a better trained team. And it doesn't necessarily mean that the growth, call it as a percentage, doesn't mean that rate slows down.
Yeah.
It just means that you are doing it with less chaos. You're being less of a menace.
Ooh, good.
So by this time next year, I'll have another haircut and I won't look like Dennis the Menace anymore. Maybe I'll go back to my haircut where I looked like a Lassie. I just spilled my coffee on myself.
Which one was that? Was that where it was long, really long?
Lassie was a dog.
I know. I'm trying to think when you look like a dog.
Yeah, really long hair. I'm trying to think when you look like a dog. Wow. Remind me to fire you when we get back to the office. All right, so here's my categories. 4 categories of integration. This is so much more complex than maximum effort, right?
Yeah, maximum effort.
Maximum effort for 2025 was blunt force.
Like execute.
Yes. This is a little more nuanced. I feel like I'm maturing.
Yeah, it's a lot calmer word for you.
We'll see. We'll see if it sticks. Ask me February 1st if it's still my word.
Yeah.
So I started with system integration, which again, that's like something that IT companies sell, and it doesn't mean anything to normal human beings. But growth is not the goal. Scaling for sanity is the goal. How can we grow the business and make it more successful without working more, without causing more chaos in our own lives? So we're going to make sure our documentation is better. We're going to make sure our SOPs are better. The way that the way that we do the work that we do is better documented. We're going to make sure our scorecards and our metrics are improved. We're going to make sure that our meetings are more productive. We're going to make sure that people are more clear in their roles.
Yeah.
Think about our business. Think about if all of those things improved. Like, I just get calmer thinking about that, right? So
very well-oiled machine when all of that is in place.
Yeah. So like when we document the things, we're onboarding a new employee right now, and we've had 4 or 5 employees involved in updating this system to make sure the accounts get set up and the computer, and we've got the schedule. And we're very intentional with our onboarding that we don't just throw somebody into a job on day one. She's going to have a week of a lot of shadowing and learning and training at least before she gets into things. So one of the things that we'll do is we'll train her, and then knowing her skill set, we're going to say, okay, now go document what we just trained you on, so that the next time we do this, it works more smoothly.
Nice.
Or at the end of the first week of onboarding, we're going to say, hey, what worked, what didn't work, so that we can fix it next time. So like we do some sneaky things with employee onboarding. We send, this is part of our system, right? Not well documented, but we're going to document it. Part of our system is about a week before the person's start date, maybe 10 days. It's documented. I don't know it off the top of my head. The supervisor of the employee sends a text message to the employee and says, hey, are you a Windows person or an Apple person? And what's your favorite thing to eat? What's your favorite food? Right? And then, of course, we go and get a Windows or Apple computer, depending on their answer. And then on their first day, we make sure that we have their favorite food for lunch.
Yeah.
And we get the whole team together. And we have the whole team, that at least that's in the office when we do this locally, they sign a welcome card saying, hey, we're really excited to have you on the team, right? So we're very intentional about the way that we onboard and how we make people excited about the decision that they've made to start a new job or career. But that process can still be better and it can still be improved. So
I will forever respect my onboarding more than any onboarding that comes after that. 100%.
What do you mean any onboarding that comes after that? How many more jobs are you planning on having?
The onboardings that you've created. I believe that mine, and I think it's a testament that I'm still here 5 years later based on that, because that set the tone for what I was entering for the next 5 years. Like it did. Like
Well, we were entering into a relationship where I was pretty upfront that I'm a narcissistic psychopath with unreasonably high expectations. How much better would every relationship be if it started off like that?
Well, yeah, just started things off honestly. But hey, that changed the trajectory of my life. I feel like if you had done it any differently, I don't know. So
it was a fun trip down memory lane because you have been here 5 years.
Yeah.
Is you found your notes from your first week. Did you even remember you did that?
I did. I remember because I remember I can still see myself sitting on my couch with the laptop having to write this out and thinking about it because I was scared.
What did I ask you to do?
So I had to, this is what I learned. So it was,
at the end of your first week, I said, type out what you learned.
Yeah. And what was your experience and just to type it all out. And I remember I was terrified that first week. I was like, what did I get myself into? There was all those doubts, right? It was intense. And so all of that came into though what that document was of that. I'm going to frame that because I look back at it and I read back at it and I'm like, yeah, that's exactly how it was though. And that was then the mindset that I continued on with.
How many people do you think their first week of a new job use the word terrified to describe their feelings?
I don't know. Probably not.
I don't know because I haven't had a new job. I'm usually excited about the opportunity when I used to get jobs.
Yeah.
I don't know if terrified has ever been the word.
I had never entered into what I was. Not only was now I responsible for parts of your life, but it was. I was kind of going rogue. I had no clue what I was doing.
Yeah.
How it needed to be done. You were just like, pen, paper, follow.
Think about that. Like. You start a new job and you're terrified, you're scared, you have fear, you have doubt, you have uncertainty, and that's where the growth comes from.
Yes.
If you were going into a job 100% saying, I got this and I know everything there is to know.
Those people aren't around, are they?
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so integration number 1 is the, what did I call it? The
system
integration.
Yeah.
Sorry, my headlines aren't working on my notes here. So I got system integration. So let's make sure our systems in our business are in better place so that we can scale instead of grow. All right. Category number 2 is business and wealth integration. I am a visionary entrepreneur who has 10,000 ideas a day, some of which get put out there into the world, and I'm really good at generating revenue. I'm not good at keeping a lot of it.
Honesty is the best policy.
But that's the magic, right? If you told me I needed $10,000 by tomorrow, I could find a way to get $10,000 by tomorrow.
True.
Not a lot of people have that skill.
Yeah.
If you told me I still needed to have that $10,000 in the bank 3 months from now, I'll do my best. Yeah. So we're going to focus on that a little bit more. And I'm probably going to hire some more help with it because it's not a skill that I have. I like marketing and sales and the new excitement.
Yeah.
I'm not as excited about the wealth piece of things, but I am going to put systems in place to stay better on top of that. We get our monthly financials in the business and we are right on top of where everything is going there. But Jackie and I don't spend a lot of time on like the personal financial statement side of things and I don't want to say budget, but just the results of like where's the personal wealth building coming from and where are we going to be in 5 or 10 or 20 or 25 years. We're in good shape, but we don't spend a lot of time talking through that. So we are going to make sure that the business is better integrated to fund our personal financial plan intentionally. We're going to make sure that profitability is where it needs to be.
Yep.
So that we're focusing less on, revenue can solve more problems. It can, but keeping more of that revenue as profit. And of course, having a tax strategy in place, and of course, making sure that people are working closer to their full potential and to their capacity. So revenue is great, but a better focus on cash flow and freedom that comes from that, frankly, we're going to make sure that we're integrated on. Okay, next category, the work-life integration.
Yeah.
Because I hate the phrase work-life balance.
I feel you. I do too.
I hate it. I hate that phrase because it's lost all meaning. People don't know what it actually means, yet they strive for it. And when they don't think they have it, it's the end of the world.
Yeah. It was abused.
Yes. It's like the word overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Did I tell you I've banned that word in our business? I'm actually going to create an AI bot that anytime anybody types the word overwhelmed in Ring Central, it automatically strikes it out.
I like it.
Thank you. That's one of my million ideas that I have today.
All right, Dennis.
Just go away. I'll finish this show.
Sorry.
Just go away. You can either sit over there away from the microphone or you can just leave. All right, next category, work-life integration. So balance is a cute idea, but it doesn't actually mean anything. Integration is the real game.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to work. I'm going to work a lot, and I'm going to enjoy the heck out of it. And I'm going to travel, and I'm going to spend time with my kids, and I'm going to go flying, and I'm going to go race my car, and I'm going to make sure that this stuff is actually scheduled and defended.
Yeah.
Because that's the reason the business exists. One of the reasons the business exists is so that I can live the life that I want to live. So I'm going to make sure that I'm better integrated in that. I'm pretty good at that right now, but I didn't want to not include this pillar and have these other pillars in here.
Because it needed to be.
I do need to remind myself. Yeah. One area where I know we're not as well integrated is time with Jackie. So she and I have the most important meeting of the week every Tuesday around lunchtime for I think it's about 2 hours now. We actually extended it. She and I eat lunch and go through our list of things, personal, business, whatever. But it's really the only time that we have to sit
and discuss. And
even things like, we got to pay the kids' tuition, or, we got this request to sponsor this event at the kids' school, or, we never booked this trip. So that Tuesday meeting is really important to us. It's great to happen on a weekly cadence. But what she and I also need is probably like a date night once a month at least.
Yeah. So that's the personal side of it. Yep.
We need probably a quarterly, I'd call it retreat. And we're actually going to align that with the business quarterly meetings.
Yep.
So when we meet in April, we're not doing it in January because we are going to be traveling tomorrow. Yep. But our April business meeting, the day before, Jackie and I are going to take the day before that to have our personal quarterly business meeting. So we're pretty good at this right now, but again, just making sure it's integrated and it's aligned, not balanced.
Yeah.
Because I actually prefer it to be intentionally imbalanced. Because if I want to find success in the business, I go focus on the business. If I want to find success in my personal life, I go focus on my personal life. Yep. And if you're middle of the road neutral in every category at all times, you're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm perfectly balanced because I've got equal pressure on the gas pedal and the brake pedal.
No, sometimes it needs to be uneven.
It needs
sometimes you
to
got to
be.
rev up, sometimes you got to slow down.
It needs to be uneven. Balance is BS. That was one of the titles.
Balance is BS.
That was a chapter in my book.
That should be a book.
Except I use the word. Might be a book.
Be a good book.
All right. I'm going to go write it. Okay, fourth category, and then we'll talk about your word a little bit, is tech integration. And we talked about this last week, and we're going to be talking about it a lot more on this show. We're not dabbling in AI. We're actually integrating it into how our work gets done.
Yep.
We signed up for another piece of software yesterday that utilizes AI that's going to cost us about $16,000 this year. And it is going to be integrated into our business, and it is going to make our employees better, faster, smarter. It is going to make our client experience better. And I was reading reviews, and it's an accounting software, and so many other accountants are saying, oh, I can figure this out, or I don't need it, or sure, it makes me more efficient, but gosh, it's so much more money, and what am I going to do? And I'm looking at it going, this is going to throw jet fuel on this fire, and it is going to allow us to take off. The voice agent is a good example.
Yeah.
Where else did I've been spending so much time in AI every single day. I was talking to Rebecca yesterday because we're trying to build a system in our CRM right now that does certain things. And I can map it out on a whiteboard, and I actually started building it in our CRM, and I got about 60% of the way there and got bored because I do that. And then I handed it to her and just said, fix this. And what she did is exactly what I would have done, is she went to ChatGPT and said, this thing I'm trying to build is broken. How do I fix it?
Yeah.
And it gave step-by-step instructions to go and fix this thing. If I wanted someone else to build this integration, I bet it would cost me at least, just knowing what I know about these companies, at least $3,500.
Yeah.
And we're going to have it done in like a day and a half of dabbling and messing around with it. And it's just the starting point. It's just to prove that we can do it. So integrating AI in that and figuring out how to do that was like, holy smokes, that is so much, it's so much faster. The results will come so much faster now. So yeah, we use it to write emails and blog posts and social media, and it's a cute toy, it's a cute bolt-on, but we're going to make sure that it is integrated into what we're doing.
Within everything.
Even Google now has a tool in Gmail that will help you sort and filter and prioritize your emails for you. So imagine, I've historically had an assistant do that for me. But imagine if the assistant used that tool, how much more effective they are now. So we're going to integrate that into what we have going on. So we're spending a lot of time on workflows and integrating AI into those workflows in our business. So
I like it.
So I got my 4 categories. I got the tech integration, I got the systems integration in the business, I got the business and wealth integration, and then of course I have the work-life integration. So my word of the year is integration. And if I find myself, here's a really good example. I'm starting a business to help other businesses implement AI. I told you about this last week. It's happening. Old Adam would have already launched this thing.
Yeah.
Old Adam would have had revenue already with no plan on really how to deliver that other than just work hard and figure it out. And I've matured a little bit. And what I've realized is I need an operator to help me do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to go out and create the vision, and I'm going to go out and sell this, but I'm going to bring somebody else in to help me actually implement that work, right? Yep. So if I didn't do that, I would not be integrated because I'd be so focused on that thing and I'd be sacrificing the other things in my life and in the business that I really want. So I need that operator. I'm hiring for that position right now. I'm calling it innovation assistant. I need someone to help me take my 10,000 ideas a day, pick which ones are a priority, and actually put them into work. So the voice agent, for example.
Yeah.
I started it. I built it. It has some functionality. It needs a lot more functionality. Help me do that. The automation with the text messages and the reviews that we're doing right now. I started it. I tested it. I built most of it. Now I need somebody to get that across the finish line. Even taking your website that has a contact us form and eliminating that and putting in place an AI agent, right? Like these are all things that we're going to do in this business. They're all things that I figured out how to do, and I can do it, but I would not be integrated if I was doing it on my own.
Yeah.
I need that person to help me do that. Also, this is your reminder to get rid of that contact us form on your website because it's costing you money and reputation. I need a contractor to come do work at my house. I filled out the form. They called me later that day. Did I answer? No, of course not, because nobody answers their phones. They left me a voicemail and said, call us back. I got that voicemail at 6:30 p.m. when they were closed. If they had a simple chatbot on that website that just said, what do you need? I need this weird spot of my house insulated because the pipes freeze. Can you send us a picture? Here it is. What's your address? Great. Can we come out Tuesday at 10:30 and take a look?
Yeah.
The AI can handle all of that.
Yep.
Instead, you know what I have? Frozen pipes and a voicemail I haven't listened to.
Got it.
I got off track there. All right, we got 10 minutes left. Let's talk about you.
I want to do this because that's what you did when I put a lifesaver in my mouth and I was talking.
I'm going to be coughing.
I'm just saying. I know.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
I'm going to chew my cough drop. This is my show, Ashley.
It just reminded me of that day. Okay.
For those of you who couldn't see Ashley because she doesn't realize we're on the radio.
I put my hand out.
A few episodes ago, Ashley was chomping on a cough drop during the show, and I put my hand out to have her spit the cough drop into my hand. I think I had a tissue. I don't think it was my bare hand.
No, it was your bare hand. It was your bare hand.
No way.
Yes, it was.
I'm going to go back and review the
It
film.
was your bare hand.
Anyway, I just put a cough drop in my mouth because I feel it coming on, and you just... It's funnier when I do it.
Yeah. It was funny. It wasn't expected. Okay. My word this year was relentless. Picking that word was intentional because what I was looking at first was what was my goal? Like, what's my end goal?
Mm-hmm.
And my goal, I decided, was to change, like move, meaning I feel stagnant. I feel plateaued.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a hard time. I was going back and forth between consistency and discipline.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized I'm in a drastically different spot than I was 5 years ago by being consistent, by being disciplined in things. Like, it has got me to that point.
Yeah, you said consistent. There's another word in there too, persistence.
Yeah.
That is those are nice words.
Those are nice words. And they've gotten me to where I feel like I'm at. But now there's that, like, if I'm waking up in the morning and my first thought is, not doing it, I need to move, like, something's got to change. And that's a consistent thought every day. Then the word that I need to pick needs to be a word that motivates me to get to off of this plateau that I feel like I'm on. So that's why I chose that word, because I still have to be consistent and persistent and disciplined, but I got to do it to a different level.
Yeah, that's a different degree.
Yeah.
I like that.
And being relentless forces you to be really uncomfortable. It forces you to make decisions, which is, I always feel like that's my kryptonite because it's scary.
You hate making decisions.
I hate making decisions.
Most people do.
I don't like it.
It's actually one of the categories where AI isn't going to replace jobs.
Yeah.
Is because it can make recommendations, but
Yes.
people still want other
make the
people to make
decision.
decisions for them.
Because it's difficult.
Yeah.
But if I stay true to being relentless, that means I have to make decisions. Those decisions then create the movement that I'm looking for, which then in return creates the change that I'm searching for, and I get to that goal.
Have you read Think and Grow Rich?
I believe I started it. I did not finish. That is a book that you
Wait a minute.
started it. I didn't finish it.
Which is why your word is relentless.
Yeah, because I will do things, and I have. That's the other thing. I have integrated and things and readings. It is not a relentless pursuit to finish and get to that next level.
Yeah.
It's
you know
not.
what? You know what it is? Because I know you.
Yeah.
It's because you don't make the decision. It's a lot easier to be persistent and disciplined or relentless if you make the decision. Because then it's yes or yes.
Yeah.
There's no alternative.
Yeah.
So it's a lot easier if you decided, I'm going to finish this book, well, nothing's going to stop you. But instead
do
you
it.
said, I'm going to read it, and if it's not super interesting, I'm I'm just gonna mess around.
I'm gonna
with
take some stuff from it.
I'm gonna mess around with reading this book. I am currently reading that book for like the 6th time.
Nice.
And part of the reason that I mentioned that one in particular is there's a lot in the book about decide, make a plan, persist with the plan. Okay, so you need to read Relentless and Think and Grow Rich.
All right. My book list is
All right,
growing.
sorry, I interrupted you.
No,
Let's
that's
get back
good.
to you.
It's really that simple. And when I say choose a word that is going to, this isn't a year-end goal. This isn't a year word to just have it. It is a behavior change. It is again, like we said in our title, it's shaping who I'm going to
you're becoming
become.
you're becoming a person who is relentless.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's scary.
Yeah.
You ready for that?
Yes, that's the thing. Yeah, because I'm sick of being where I'm at, and I realize, okay, that's great. Because 5 years ago, I wanted to be where I was at. Perfect. But it's not that I'm not grateful, and it's not that I'm not content, but it's not fulfilling, and it's not where I see me the rest of my life. There's something greater, which means I have to do greater, which means that the change part is, and the decision part is where it's difficult. You have to kind of lose part of the life that you wanted and become comfortable with. You have to lose that. You have to shed that. That's where I'm like, okay, because I'm sick of saying, here are the things that I want to do. Here's where I want to be. Here are all these things. Well, they're not going to magically appear. They're not just going to fall into my lap. They're not just going to.
You're not going to manifest
this stuff. So what has to change that I'm currently doing that I've become passive and content with, and I replaced being consistent with almost like monotonous. It's a routine.
Yeah.
It becomes
unintentional.
Yeah.
It becomes habit. It becomes routine. And habits and routines are great.
Yeah.
If they're helping you get to where you want to be. But too many habits are established just to help people stay comfortable.
That's it.
Except they're comfortable and miserable. You can be both, right? You can be comfortable and unhappy.
Yeah, that's how I feel. And that's not a good feeling every day. And I'll be darned if I wake up 5 years from now and I'm in the same freaking place.
What do you think would stop you?
Myself, my thoughts, my fears, my excuses. Myself. Nothing else can. What else can?
Well, I don't know.
Nothing.
This is why I'm asking you.
Nothing.
Because the first question I'm going to ask you is...
if you would have said, if I started naming stuff, you would have said that's an excuse.
Sure. Okay, so we acknowledge that. But if you don't get to where you want to be, if you aren't relentless this year, right? If you don't do what you need to do this year, how are you going to feel 12 months from now?
I will feel disappointed in myself for not honoring that, not doing that, because it's another year. I'm right where I'm at.
Okay.
That's a wasted.
Now, if you do go into this year and you are relentless, and it's hard to measure that.
Yeah.
But if you sat down at the end of every day and there was a single sheet of paper that said, "Were you relentless today?" and there was a box for yes and a box for no, those are your only options.
Mm-hmm.
If you printed 365 of those sheets of paper, and 80% of the days this year you checked the box, yes, I was relentless, how are you going to feel 12 months from now?
All right, so when you put it that way, I'm not going to feel so bad because I'm 80%.
80% is winning.
More moved than I was.
80% is winning.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm asking you, how are you going to feel 12 months from now if you are relentless 80% of the days this year?
I'm going to feel 80% good that I did what I needed to.
Okay. I want you to, we only have a minute left.
Yeah.
I want you to spend more time thinking through that.
Okay.
You are very clear with your feelings if you don't get it done.
Yeah.
I'm going to feel frustrated. I'm going to feel disappointed. But if you do get it done, you said, I'm going to feel good. It's got to be more than that.
Yeah.
It's got to be more than that. Otherwise, you aren't going to stick with it. There's a sales lesson in there, too, that I'll save for another episode. All right. So let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
We talked about our words of the year this year. We talked about Indiana University, National Championship College Football Team. We talked about Chipotle. Yeah. But give some thought to if you have a word of the year and what it would be. Spend some time in ChatGPT thinking through it, and then go out and make it happen.
Yep.
Every single day. I believe in you.